the visual editor at the York Dispatch newspaper. My interest when sending a photographer out to a scheduled activity is that he or she has a good chance of returning with a good piece of art and also possibly a video story for our website. Being in public relations and marketing means you have a client and they want you to get the good word out on them. Your goal is to present that client in a good light. That goes from finding a brand that fits them well to staging an event. Here's where the media comes in. There are certain things you need or want for this event. You want that event published either in the newspaper or on the TV. If I'm going to use my limited resource to send a photographer out, then my goal is to try for a front page piece of art as well as a possible video, because the front page is what the readers remember. If the art ends up in another section, I accept that. But the goal is always for that front page. You want the media to show up. Chances are they will if you plan an activity based around that event, if the event is interesting enough to the readers. Now, let's see how to make this happen. Let us know of your event in advance. 3 or 4 days is pretty good. Send your press releases out to multiple people. Emails are a pretty good way to do it. At our newspaper, we have a general email, news@yorkdispatch.com. But to be safe, also send something out to our managing editor who assigns reporters to stories. That person is Mark Franklin. His email is mfranklin@yorkdispatch.com. We also have a calendar, both online and in the printed paper. The email for that is community@yorkdispatch.com. It's also a good idea to send me an email since I schedule the photographers. My email address is rflom@yorkdispatch.com. We receive multiple events requests each day. Honestly, some of these emails get by us. Some interest certain editors while others interest the others. So it really is a good idea to send out multiple emails. Plan an activity to happen at the event. Nothing is more boring to reporters who do this every day than just getting there and watching and listening to people talk. These are called talking mugs, and these stories do not get real good play. The more visual the event, the better chance it'll get covered. I'm not saying reporters or photographers won't go out to an event that does not have an activity planned, but you'll get better play in the newspaper and on our website if you have something scheduled around your press conference. Here's a couple of examples. The first is from the York City St. Patrick's Day Parade. The committee named its Grand Marshal. That's a story worth running in the newspaper. If we just showed up and nothing more was happening other than the person being introduced, this would have been an article with a mugshot. But the committee did it right. They had Irish music playing as the media entered the venue. We ended up with a better image and better play in the newspaper. But even better, the committee got in touch with me well in advance, and we were able to interview the person beforehand and create a nice video for our website. And we promoted that video with the article in the printed newspaper.
My name is Paul Kilker, and I'm with GGS Technical Information Services here in York, Pennsylvania. I'm from Irish descent. I'm a third generation from Ireland. My mother is from County Cork, and my father is from County Mayo. It was a surprise, first of all, that they came and asked me to be the Grand Marshal of the parade this year. I know my family is excited, and So we're going to be seeing relatives that we haven't seen in a long time, and they're going to be coming from the coal regions up in the Scranton, Pennsylvania area, which is where all my family is originally from. It's an honor, and I've been a supporter of the St. Patrick's Day Parade here in New York for a number of years, so I'm glad that it's taken on a life of its own, and that they honored me with naming me the Grand Marshal of the parade. I think the City Parade is really something that really brings together a lot of different elements. First of all, you don't have to be Irish, because we're not predominant here in York County, but what we lack in numbers we make up in spirit. So I think that the parade has really given us all an opportunity to come together. It's almost the advent of spring at that moment, so everybody's excited about getting back out again. The parade has a lot of wonderful floats. There's a lot of excitement downtown in the area, and it's just a really fun event for everybody. I suppose that, you know, I've been chosen simply because of my Irish background, but I'm hoping that it allows me the opportunity to talk more about the Irish and, you know, the role they've played, as well as just providing an opportunity for people to, you know, recognize the Irish in this area, and just to have a lot of fun with it. I think that's what I'm really planning to do with it, and I think it's going to be one of those events where, hopefully with the turnout and the weather being good, we're going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of merriment, a lot of music, and last but not least, I think you're going to have a great time and feel, if you're not Irish for one day, you're going to be very Irish. So please come down.
Another example is from the Early Learning Center that Crispus Attucks built and was about to open. They had a press conference, but they were also wise enough to invite some of the children who will be attending the center. This photo turned a possible low on the page article into our centerpiece display, and because of that, more readers got to see it. One last example is when Peach Bottom Nuclear Plant wanted the readers to know about a new resident inspector. Instead of a mug photo of that person, they let us know in advance, and the inspector gave us a tour.
Nuclear power is special and unique, and not a lot of people are very familiar with nuclear power plant operations. I'm a resident inspector at Peach Bottom Atomic Power Station. I've been here about 3.5 months. We ensure that the plant is operated in a professional, safe manner. It is apparently a very unique job. I hear a lot of references to The Simpsons, because I guess a lot of people associate nuclear power with The Simpsons. You know, being here every day, we have a good picture of normal operating conditions for the plant. One of the things we do at the control room panel is that we'll do system alignment checks and verify that valves and pumps are in their required alignment. If you move your hand along the line, the flow path of the system you are verifying, it's helpful. It keeps you, deliberately focused on what you're looking at. The Simpsons is a comedy, cartoon TV show. It's, entertainment. The kind of actions you see going on in the cartoon would not fly at an operation of a nuclear reactor. Are very high safety standards per regulation.
To recap, media outlets want to give the same type of coverage to a planned event as you want. It only takes a little pre-planning and communicating with the right people.